Good morning, everybody, and you are listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, you are, and I am so happy to be here. I was a little late. Sorry, we got started late because of my fault. But it is exciting to be here. This is Friday, and Friday's always exciting. Wow, these mics are sensitive. Can you hear the paper? I mean, these are sensitive. We got new mics. We have new mics, and so it's really trying to get used to them. And the others, I was like very intimate with the mic, But now you have to back off a little bit because these guys are going to pick up everything. I've got a great guest with me, and we've got a great subject matter to talk about in just a few minutes. We're going to be talking about Faith Fest. Yesterday we had on William Douglas and his family, and from Grace Ranch. And they were talking about they're going to be at Faith Fest selling their honey that's raising money to build cabins for battered women and children. And so we had a caller. He Facebooked in and said, "Hey, well, what's Faith Fest all about?" And I said, "Tune in tomorrow, and we'll have the guy here with us." So we're going to be talking about Faith Fest in just a minute. I know that, I do a lot of politicking, not politicking, but talk about politics. I love that. And, your mom said, don't talk about religion, don't talk about politics. And that's two things I love to talk about. Just the spiritual things of life and then the political things, which are diametrically opposed. I do have to say that, and I think everybody knows that. But it's just so interesting. And I'm a news junkie. I love to listen to the news and Google all the articles and figure out what I think is going on, because my perception is my reality. Doesn't mean that it's all right, but I do only talk about what I heard, and maybe it's called hearsay news. But I'm saying that you see so much of something, then you start kind of going like, I think there's a pattern here, and I think there's some stuff that we need to understand before we make that vote. What is it going to look like after the day after? Are we going to be in litigation with that person that we choose? Are we going to be having to hear about her having to do news conferences from the courthouse? Or what are we going to be doing as if Hillary's elected president? So I think it's getting, that there's like so much pressure on the FBI to get through this investigation. And now they're saying they're getting more and more, of stuff that, they're thinking could be something. And of course, the Democrats are saying it's nothing. There's nothing there. It's just so ridiculous that we're spending all this time, this money on stuff that's really not. It's not happening, and it's not truthful. And we're depending on WikiLeaks. That's where they were able to sidetrack that by saying, "Oh, that's just WikiLeaks, and that's Russian, and that's probably Donald Trump's friend in Russia doing it." And so they tried to distract with that, but now it's the FBI. It's the United States of America, FBI, that's throwing the most pressure and the most shade on the Secretary of State, former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. And so I see these races and how they're tightening. So it's having some kind of effect. But what I was kind of worried about, because I am for Trump. I don't know if you could tell that or not, but I am for Trump. But I could tell that, as the states and the numbers are starting to tighten, and then everybody's waiting for the other shoe. They think, well, they are continuing this investigation on her emails and the foundation. And then and Donald Trump's trying to be real cool and quiet and don't say anything to mess it up because it's going well. And so everybody in the news is waiting for the other shoe to drop, that Clinton and them they're going to have something to unleash, soon. But there's a report that's out that the day before the election, there's going to be it's going to be a November surprise, but this will be it. But they haven't said who's going to be, benefit from it, or who's going to, it's going to be hurt by it. So it's just so interesting. You don't know what's going to happen. Every morning you wake up, if you're a news junkie like I am, and you turn on the TV, you just have no idea what's going to be on there and what's going to happen. So with all that said, though, here's what's cool is that I keep reminding everybody that God said to pray for our leaders. And boy, do these leaders need prayed for. And everybody and all the people that surround them, and they'll need to be praying for this process. You know, God's not going to interject himself and say, this one's going to be it. It's just what we choose, that's going to happen. In fact, when the people got upset because all their friends had a king and they wanted a king, and he was saying, he never said this, it was like, what am I, chopped liver? I mean, God had everything taken care of for them, but they wanted to be like the Joneses. So they said, please let us have a king. So he said, okay, but, he knew what the outcome of that was, but all right, you can have a king. And then they suffered for because men, and be women as well, men get that much power, and it changes them. Everybody that goes to Washington and people that we see, they're promising a lot of things to us, and they get in Washington, they get sucked into some black hole where it's like, you never know what happened to them. And they all become like Stepford wives. It's just they all kind of go with the flow, and they don't do the things that they told us they would. But there's a lot of money in Washington. So when they talk about following the money, a lot of these, candidates that we thought were so true and blue, and then when they're tempted with the money, with the power, they go away, and it's so sad. So you have somebody like Donald Trump who looks like he's been through it all anyway. The money's been there. He's had the fame and all that. And I think he has evolved. I think that he was chasing a car, and that was going to be fun, but he caught it. And now what does he do? But he's evolved, he said, from meeting all these people and seeing the struggling and the problems out there that he's not used to getting, in the dirt with, and now he has done that. And he says, I never knew. I didn't know all this was going on. And he's been exposed to it, and they look to him and with those eyes of, you're going to help us, right? You're going to go up there and you're going to make this all better, right? And he's convinced a whole lot of them that he has. And we may be, a basket full of deplorables to Hillary Clinton, but I think these people are just so desperate for a change, and there they are. So anyway, that is something. Did it work? Hey, did it work, Richard? My guest coughed, and he pushed the cough button. Oh, your mic's not on.
Yeah.
That's
so
why
cool. You can hear the paper, because I put it on, but then...
Oh, and then you took... Okay. That's... Yeah, cough. Okay. See? That's so... we got a cough button. You see?
I think it worked.
Okay. All right. Because we've got this new equipment coming in because of FM. We should be going FM next week, and so all this stuff is being put in, and we never have to worry about...
should be going FM today.
Oh, really? I mean, like right now I could be FM?
I hope so. I don't know.
Man. That would be... Okay, I better clean up my language then. Yeah. But we're getting all this equipment is in, and so, you've heard people talk about, I got to hit the cough button, or they should have hit the cough button, or they start coughing. And that's like real radio. That's so exciting. That's just like, so we have a cough button, and I haven't had a cough yet. So thank you. I was just hoping somebody would try that out. But anyway, so my guest today, we'll get off politics for a minute and get to the faith part of things, the spiritual part of things, is Jody Tchaikovsky. And he is here to tell us about Faith Fest. Remember, that we did have people asking, what is Faith Fest? And I told them to make sure that they tune in today so that we can talk about it. And Jody's going to give us all the lowdown of it and what the purpose is. Now, I expressed what I thought you told me the purpose was yesterday, but there's so many chances I can be wrong. I want to make sure people get this right. Faith Fest is happening
this weekend here at Heritage Park, downtown Conroe. Beautiful downtown.
Beautiful park.
Conroe. Yeah. There will be activities for kids and adults and big kids. Faith Fest is a partnership between local community, church, and business leaders that have come together here in Montgomery County to promote unity and community. Wow. And put our politicians aside and bring our brothers and sisters together as one. And
that's right. We're
going to have some awesome speakers this weekend. The show starts, gate opens at 1. It'll go on until about 9 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Don Piper. If you've ever seen the movie 90 Minutes in Heaven, Don has an amazing testimony.
That's the boy that's in the movie. The movie's about.
Yes, ma'am. He'll be coming on at
my
about
word.
5:00, and all the total lineup is at faith-fest.com. You can also buy your tickets at faith-fest.com. But Don's an amazing speaker, and
Well,
we're
I
blessed
thought
to have
that
him.
name sounded familiar, and I said, yeah, because when the movie came out and they talked about him, and he got a lot of notoriety at that point. But he seems like so great, and that to have someone tell that story and you get to see him tell it in person, that's wonderful.
He's the only guy I know that died for 90 minutes and went to heaven and came back to bless us with his presence.
Yeah, I don't know anybody like that, so I would be glad to go hear the story. And it was such a great movie because it did make you feel like, okay, Grandpa's okay, and Grandma's okay, and my mom's okay, and just living vicariously through that story about the people he met, and it was just an amazing story. I loved how they really showed how you wouldn't really believe this little kid telling you all these things until he was able to say things that nobody else would have known. He's too small to even understand them, and so that was very. I just love that movie. It was very uplifting. So to hear him in person, how old is he now? Do you know about how old he might be?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Well, he's not 15 years old or something.
He's
like that,
wise and experienced.
Okay. That's great. He must be my age. So that's
Seasoned.
Seasoned. I like that. That's a great addition to your event. And I didn't see that. I was trying to look up Brandon Heath's music and stuff, and he tell me about Brandon Heath. He's going to be the main. Is he the main feature? Or
he's our headlining artist. Every year we try to pick a Christian contemporary artist and a Texas country artist, usually that are up and coming. And Brandon here in the last year has 2 top 20 songs, top 10 songs. He's a Grammy Award winner, contemporary Christian artist, and he actually was the youth worship leader at United Methodist. So we're bringing a hometown boy
good.
back home.
I hope they're announcing that. They announced it last Sunday that he was going to be here Saturday because they got a big crowd over there at United Methodist. So hopefully you're going to get a lot of people from there as well. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a break right now, and then get into some of the reasons why we're doing this and why Jody's doing this. So don't go away. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
I know you know this already, but most of the shows on Lone Star Community Radio are available in podcast format. If you want to keep up with the latest shows, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lone Star Community Radio, and our website at irlonestar.com. You can even follow us on SoundCloud and Twitter to see the latest posts from Lone Star Community Radio. Can't find a show? Then just search for it on irlonestar.com in the search bar to the top right of every page. Or just contact us on irlonestar.com/contact us with your questions, demands, sponsorships, anything. Lone Star Community Radio is your Montgomery County community radio station.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Listen, Real Reality Radio. And you ain't heard nothing yet. That's right. We're talking to Jody Tchaikovsky. And I haven't messed up that name one time, Jody. Are you proud?
That was perfect.
Are you proud?
I'm proud.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. We have one more segment with Jody, and I just want to make sure everybody knows when this is, where it is, and how to get the tickets, and make sure that you're there. I love that you're having it at the Heritage Park. The Heritage Park is right down the street from us, and it's a beautiful park, and it has a hill the kids can roll down, and it's beautiful, and they're going to have lawn seating for the Faith Fest, where it's going to be. And the tickets, you can get there, or where else can you get tickets?
You can go online to faith-fest.com for your tickets today, and they're $15 online, and there'll be 20 at the gates. And we're actually working with KSBJ Ticket Servant as our ticketing venue. So you can go to Ticket Servant as well to get tickets.
That is wonderful. And it's all lawn seating. I was going like, so there is lawn seating? I forgot. Yeah, it's all lawn seating. And it's such a beautiful park. And the venue is nice. It's really nice. Sound is good and all that. So you feel like you're right there with the artist. And you'll be right there with Don Piper, who was the subject matter of the Heaven's
90 Minutes in Heaven.
90 Minutes in Heaven. 90 Minutes in Heaven. And he was the subject matter, and he's going to talk about what that experience was like. And that's very, very cool. That's a great draw for that. And then Brandon Heath's going to be there to perform, and he's got all kinds of awards next to his name, and that's going to be fun. And how good he has got to be able to be there. So you guys, listen, there's additional performers, and some of these people you may recognize. And can you name those off for me?
Locally, we got Chad Schrader, who was the former worship leader at Lone Star Cowboy Church.
I love that.
Lone Star has recently worked with Chad to start a new church here in Conroe, Grand Central Church, which will be across at the Grand Central, the new development on 336 South that Wood Forest is doing. So we're very fortunate to have him.
That's great.
If you've never heard Chad, he opened last year. Aaron Watson was one of our performers and guest and partners last year, and he opened for Aaron and just really blew the socks off the crowd. So
there you
pretty
go.
Amazing guy.
There you go. So sometimes people go like, okay, this is the opening act, so they don't think, like just the opening act. And when that opening act is better than the act that's coming up, or right there with them, that's huge for that person. They can name their ticket after that. But I think that now who is Dosey? Is it
Dossie is a performer that is traveling with Brandon Heath, and she's actually from the Woodlands. She's a local gal, very beautiful young lady, and she was brought to us. We work with live show events out of San Antonio, and their production, and they've brought the artist to the table, and that's actually how we got to hire and partner with Brandon Heath this year, and last year, as you know, we worked with Jeremy Camp, who's an amazing artist as well.
Okay, so the money raised from this, tell me about that. Tell me, what does it go to, just to create the next Faith Fest, or is there other charities or anything this is going to?
No, this is our fourth year, and it started as a partnership with the local Catholic Church, the local Baptist Church, the local evangelical community, and the Caney Creek Cowboy Church, Lone Star Cowboy Church, West Conroe Baptist, First Conroe Baptist.
Wow.
And after the first couple of years, it turned into a fundraising event and an awareness event for 5 local charities. We've got multiple ministries and nonprofits here in Montgomery County that are doing God's work.
Yes.
And we looked around and said, how can we help them? We definitely, we can't change the world, but maybe we can find the people that are out there already changing the world. And, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we went to these charities and said, what can we do to help? Can we provide business acumen? Can we provide fundraising? Can we help you with your website? And every year we picked up a new charity. We promote and sponsor and partner with St. Vincent de Paul, who's local here to Sacred Heart Catholic Church. We also work with Linda Drosbeck out in Montgomery at All the King's Horses, and Linda, she's a lady that shows her love through horse therapy. She works with inner city kids and underprivileged youth, and a lot of these kids come from the city, and the only animal they've ever seen was a dog tied to a tree. So she takes them out there, teaches them how to groom horses, how to ride horses, how to train horses, and at the end of the day, teaches them the gospel message as well. That
is great. Well, you have got, it goes on and on. Which what I wanted to make clear is that this isn't just a concert where the artist is going to get some money and the producer is going to get some money and that kind of thing. This is, when you go buy these tickets, you got to know how many charities that you're helping and where this is going to. And just like our family was here yesterday, they're selling their honey and their goat soap and things like that. They'll be have a venue there. They'll have a place there to sell that. And I think that we know what that's going to go to. That's going to help the battered women and children and they're putting them in cabins, and they're building these cabins for them. So much good has come from this, Jody, that you got to sleep well at night, right?
Majority of the time we sleep okay, for sure. Yeah, and we're fortunate. We've got a couple speakers from local here. One of our partners, and just we couldn't have done it without him, is Luke Reedus with Compassion United.
We
who's local.
love Luke. We love Luke.
And Luke is definitely an angel. We
Yes,
also
he
have another speaker here, nationally acclaimed guy, a gentleman named Chad Patterson, who runs the Crisis Assistance Center here local to Conroe, and that's one of the charities that we support as well.
Well, Jody, I appreciate so much you coming here. I appreciate your work, your passion, and your heart for this. This is wonderful. And this is what we want everybody to remember. This is Saturday, Heritage Park, and it starts at what time?
1 o'clock, gates open at 1, show goes on from 1 to 9 in the evening, and just a special event. You know, we've got the Christian community to come together. Our country's so divided right now, as we've seen, and this all started, 4 years ago during a similar time, and these pastors have come together and said, for the most part, we're all about 90% in line on our scripture and theological beliefs. Let's come together as one.
That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everybody go out and support Faith Fest at Saturday at the Heritage Park. Okay, guys, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Lone Star Community Radio is FM. That's right. Set your radio dials and your button presets to Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1, coming in June of 2016. To celebrate this edition and the addition of video versions of our talk and music shows on YouTube, cable TV, and Our City TV, we are offering special sponsorships rates, which include free audio spots that are played throughout our broadcast. Interested? Check out our sponsor rates for shows just like the one you're listening to online at irlonestar.com/sponsor, or call the station at 936-647-5747. Reaching the people of Montgomery County with Montgomery County's community radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. I got all tangled up in my headset. Listen, we were just talking about Faith Fest. It's going to happen this Saturday, and Jody Tchaikovsky was in here talking to us, and it's going to be so exciting. Don Piper, the guy that was in 90 Minutes in Heaven, is so wonderful, and I'm so excited that he's going to be there to be able to hear that story. And Brandon Heath, an amazing award-winning singer, is going to be their performer. And we've got 6 tickets to give away. So if you would like tickets to this amazing event, please Facebook me, especially if you're in the area. Facebook me immediately and tell me that you want some tickets, and we can give 2 away at a time. So you guys let me know immediately. If this is what you want to do, go to the Cindy Cochran Show Facebook page and message me, and then say, I want those tickets. I need them. This is going to be the best thing for my family. So anyway, let me know, and we'll figure out how to get those to you quickly. So anyway, he said that he forgot. He wanted to make sure that everybody knew that without the Wood Forest Bank, this would never happen. So he wanted to make sure he got a shout out to them and thank them for being such great sponsors for this Faith Fest at Heritage Park this Saturday. Okay, so Brian Bondi, who is the president of the Chamber of Commerce, is supposed to be here now, and we were going to discuss. He loves to talk about politics, and of course I do too. And so we were going to discuss that. Boy, I can do it without him. If he shows up, that's great. And we kind of made one of those I'm so bad at this. We made one of those, hey, you want to be on the show? He was leaving. I was leaving from my show, and he was coming in with their show. And it was kind of one of those meetings as you pass by, and you should never do those kind of meetings. I would get so mad when people would try and stop me in the hall and tell me stuff, and I was doing the very same thing to him. So it may be something he totally forgot about, though I can't imagine him forgetting about being on the Cindy Cochran Show. But anyway, we were going to talk what's going on, and so much is going on. Are you just overwhelmed totally? Sounds like I'm getting ready to sell you some medicine. Are you overwhelmed? Are you just can't make it through the day because all this pressure and things that are going on politically, and you feel like that everybody's made you feel like the sky is falling, and if this person doesn't get in to be president, everything is going to be,
I feel like that happens every year.
Is going to. Well, you think it happens every year that way? That's
Pretty much.
True. No, I think you're right. I think that there is a lot of people that just, it's the fear factor that they try and get everybody, they want to get them pumped up to go out and vote. And there's been a little lag of excitement going to vote for Hillary's side. So they're going out there and just challenging them. And she has sent out Barack Obama to get the party started. And he's, and his wife and him have done a great job. They go out and they get good crowds and all that. Hillary and, and Kane not so much, because Kane's the vice president pick, he had a rally, and there was only 30 people that showed up. So it was, how embarrassing is that? That's so embarrassing. So if you were to figure out who might be president just by who shows up at the rally and the excitement and enthusiasm, you would think it was going to be Trump. Have you seen the crowds that go to his rallies, Richard? Have you noticed that?
Well, the photography of all the comparisons are pretty funny, but that doesn't really mean anything. That just means Trump people are more outgoing.
Well, he keeps trying to tell.
Are they, or all the Democrats have jobs? That's what that's telling me. So
no, that's not right. No, but
we don't know. I
mean,
you
don't either. You shouldn't assume that.
What? That's just logical to me, though.
They don't want to hear
if they have events at 1 p.m. in the afternoon on a Tuesday, if one person, that could be attributing to why there's not that many people there. Because what are you doing at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday? Well, I hope you're working. So
no, it is because
or the majority of the population's working.
Well, he knows how to work that crowd, and he knows how to make sure that he gets the most.
That's why if you look at his crowds at night, they're a lot bigger.
Well,
because people are off work.
Yeah.
But then also you have people who are waiting in line at 3 a.m. to go to his stuff. I don't think anyone's really waiting in line at a Hillary Clinton.
No, I don't think there was. I think there's plenty of tickets available. So, and I don't know how, Richard, how can somebody in their right mind want this person who they know all this stuff that's happened?
Well,
do they just totally say, so what? Everybody's a jerk. Everybody's, a crook. What difference does it make? No,
I think a lot of people are committed to their party. That's one thing I don't like. I would never growing up and learning what Republicans and Democrats are and how it's a private organization. That kind of confused me when it came down to understanding the process, because if you're in a primary and you're voting in a primary, you're not voting for anything official. You're voting in a private organization's election. This has nothing to do with the government. It just has to do with who this one private organization wants to promote. And that kind of bothered me because the way people think about it and see it, they think it's official. Mm-hmm. They think it's part of the governmental process. No, it's really just this group of people who have a lot of money and a lot of history, and they're able to do these things because they have that power.
Well, and
I think that's why Donald Trump is one of the greatest examples of American democracy. Is anyone can really run for president.
That's right.
Of course, money's a factor,
yes.
But even the whole Republicans had people talking trash to him. So I think that's great. I think that shows you that you can have your own opinion and still do something.
Well, it's also name ID. There a lot of people come up in the ranks in as a senator or whatever, but they don't have the name ID because they're not on TV and they don't have that entertainment entertainment factor in there. And he does. She does because she's been around so long, and there's been so many scandals associated with their family that she has a lot of name ID.
Well, duh. But then she also has huge supporters, long-term supporters.
Of the party itself, or
just
her?
people. You think about the women vote. I think the average woman's going to vote for Hillary Clinton because she's a woman.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Texas might be a little different, but I'm just saying, that we're talking about all 50 states. But that's what happens that's what happened to Barack Obama. They believed he was, and that's what always bothered me about people saying he's a black president. Like, well, he's half black.
That's right. No,
so, but
I'm offended as a white person that he never talks about the white part of him.
But that's just semantics. That's not something that is something that you need to dwell on. But
right. But it was something that immediately when he first came out, they started talking about he was raised by his white grandmother and that she was a big part of his life. And so, but nobody.
I think this election really shows how people go about talking about politics. We're not talking about policy. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about the future of the government or of us. We're talking about just, is Hillary going to jail or is Trump going to jail? Because that's just kind of weird. But then again, I don't think any election's clean. I don't think.
They've proven that this is like old hat, but we've never had the exposure, the technology to,
I'm
the
interested
media
to see what happens to everybody in the government who's been exposed by these hacks, though. So that's one thing I want to see. Is like, it's funny that like a woman like Donna Brazile is still around.
Oh my word!
And it's just kind of like, and then what's insane to me is if you are committed to a party, if you're committed to a Republican Party or you're committed to a Democrat Party, like how can you not question it now after this whole election? Because it's just kind of like they're not representing you. They're not, or you just go over the top and become a megalomaniac and say we're going to do whatever it takes to win. I'm like that Monopoly, but not when it comes to the other like the world.
Well, so. on the judge report, it says Podesta practices occult magic. FBI agents see Antichrist.
Well, what's crazy, and this is something that I had a conversation with Joey about. When that email that he says in it, it doesn't say he does those things. He says that he was invited to a dinner from an artist who practices art like that. Mm-hmm. So, but of course, the media or you or any drudge or whoever connects the dot. Oh, he's been doing this for 20 years. No one really knows, and he's just got invited. What the creepiest thing is, this woman's creepy, but that's just art.
Right. But the deal is that Podesta is tied to so many things now that this has all come out.
Those people
I'm not talking about one thing.
People in that position are attracted to that, though. Many. You got people calling these. I can't imagine being any higher up government with all the phone calls you're getting, requests, and things like that. And might as well capitalize on it. Yeah, donate some money. You can talk to me.
Well, I know you're like I am. I'm very interested to see who turns on who, because now that they find out that the two people that had. Oh yes, the two people that I'm so happy. He just held up that he voted. That voted sticker you're supposed to put on yourself. That's congratulations. I'm so proud of you. That's good. But that Cheryl Mills and this other girl that
well, it's not even that.
Immunity, and they
the
were
division or the thing that's horrible is the way the media is portraying the DOJ and the FBI. And it's crazy to me that anyone would listen to anything these people would say when they just go, all they start with, my sources are telling me. Come on. Like, that's not truth. If your sources are telling you, then name the source. Name these people. No, they're not going to name their sources. So, to me, that's just stupid, and it's something to talk about on the media level.
Nothing has been denied about their servers that they had been promised by the FBI would be destroyed with their immunity. They did not destroy them, so they still have them.
Yeah.
And so now,
but you're getting report. You got Fox News saying someone's going to get indicted. It's
no. He said the thing. Okay, you're right. That's what came out of it. And then I was listening. He said, "You got to listen." I'm going to say this again. What I said was, the evidence that they're bringing in from the foundation part of it could be indictable. Because of what they're bringing in.
But see, people connect that indictable to Hillary Clinton. It's probably not Hillary Clinton.
No, it is.
But they didn't say specifically towards Hillary. They just said the foundation. So they could be. I mean, no, that's how they get away with this kind of stuff. Is it's not technically her; it's her accountant or something like that, and they just blame it. There's a fall guy or something like that. But
well, there'll be a fall guy, no matter what. But the thing about it is dragging this into the election part of it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Anyone?
I mean, we need to have next 4 years. I want this every year. No, I'm just kidding. I'm getting tired of this. I really want this to be over. Well, no, what's crazy to me is this exposes the vulnerability this country's in. I mean, we really.
Right.
Think about it from a third person perspective or another country's perspective. This is a joke, and all around a joke. It's horrible, and it's like because you're sitting here with Donald Trump as your only option to do something different because it comes down to voting something different. Like what I love here, when you vote here, 3/4 of the ticket are all Republicans. There's no Democrats running locally.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do I need to vote for this? Like, it's making me vote for these people, even though they're not running against anybody.
Yeah.
And I know that's the official process, but it's just kind of funny to me. Like, after the first, I think, 4 sections or 6 sections of voting outside the Texas Supreme Court, it's basically a straight ticket Republican. Like, there's not a Democrat running against these people.
Well, do you vote? Do you vote like straight ticket,
No.
or you each one?
Each one.
I do too. I mean, I know I'm going to vote.
I don't think
straight
they should
ticket.
give you the option
Why?
because that's just that encourages laziness.
Oh, I see what you mean. I agree. I think you should. I mean, that's such an amazing honor to be able to do this and to be able to vote and feel voting each one is, to me, I don't know. It just makes me feel better about doing it. But were there long lines where you were when you went? Was there a long line?
No, it was. I literally went in, proved I was who I was, and then it took me 7 minutes
To do the whole thing. That's good. Everybody needs to get out and vote. And if you go around lunchtime, you're going to have the feeling of the excitement of the crowd and the lines and all that. So if you want to do it, on the off times so that you can go in and out, that's great. See, to me, really, I would like to wait till the 8th and vote. But I just, I know something will happen and I don't make it, or, they'll close it off before I get in there. So I had to go early just to make sure that vote was counted. And I hope it was. All I can do is just you paraded it is, because you hear all these ridiculous stories. But I think that the people trying to figure out, am I going to vote for this person who I wouldn't even hire to be, head of my company, much less the United States. And we'll get back to that. When we come back, let's do what would it be like if she came in and applied to be CEO of your company? What questions and what answers would you want from her? We'll be right back on the Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
We're starting to film our talk shows and putting them on YouTube. Your favorite Lone Star Community Radio show can be seen on YouTube under our Lone Star Community Radio channel and on City of Conroe's Our City TV channel on Suddenlink Channel 12. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see the most recently released videos and find more information online at irlonestar.com/TV.
And you're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, you are. And I'm so happy that you joined us today. And we've talked about a lot of things. Faith Fest, exciting thing that's going to happen here in Conroe, downtown Conroe at the Heritage Park. I hope you'd be a part of that, because it's going to be a great time. Don Piper from 90 Minutes in Heaven, that he was the kid that this was all about. So you need to go hear that story. You can hear it live, and there he is. And then Brandon Heath will be singing and performing, and a lot of other local artists will be. So go by there and check it out. And the family-oriented type of a day for you. Okay, guys, we were talking about Miss Hillary and Mr. Trump. Here they are fighting it out to the last minute. They're fighting it out. But I was just wondering, now if you're president of a company, and someone comes in that wants to be the CEO of your company, and you want to interview them, and they come in the office, and you find out this is Hillary Clinton. So you go well, hello, Hillary. It's so nice to have you here. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Tell me about what you think you can do for this company. And she goes through her diatribe that she has, and she talks about herself and how she's been in politics for 30 years and yeah. And so you say, well, this company is a global company. We have offices in different places. And I'm kind of bothered here by your resume and then things that I've found out about you and talking to people that you had control of embassies. And there was an embassy in Benghazi, and they for 600 times emailed you needing help, needing more protection, and you never got back to them. And then when they were attacked,
Well, so you can't bring that up.
Yes, you can.
Because you're calling their references asking about that.
Yes, you can. No, he said, I've talked to people that know you and they've told me things. And also, this is something that you could find either over the news or whatever. But if he says, so you've done this and you didn't get back to him and those people eventually died, that's not a real good thing. And then you've got an FBI investigation going on, not only on a private server you weren't supposed to have and you knew better. It was also about these, the emails were not just the worst thing, but a foundation that you kept going on while you were Secretary of State and getting money from foreign donors and then giving them favors. And, I am sorry, you're just not qualified. You are not qualified to be, our CEO of our company and watching over it. We couldn't trust you. So anyway, thank you very much for coming in, and don't call us, we'll call you. I just can't imagine her being able to get the job she wants to get later on. So Hillary, you better wise up. Wise up, girl. This is my advice to you. This is Cindy Cochran on the Cindy Cochran Show. And you have a great Friday. It's Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll be back Monday with you. Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.